Alrighty, Christina. It has been great chatting with you. You and I had a moment here to communicate as far as the role and the duties that it entails. So I kind of want to set the stage really quickly before you jump into it, Christina. But I have your resume pulled up here. So I wanted to highlight the roles that you've worked in, and then I'll give you the mic once again. So I also want to set the stage here and say that Christina has worked with Ronstad for a few years now. She's completed a few assignments, and the most recent one is going to be a administrative coordinator at one of my client sites, which my client gave me amazing feedback on. So additional to that, Christina has worked as a data integrity specialist. She's worked as a appointment setter, junior data analyst, as well as a sales associate for an or IT slash sales associate for a local company in the area. So overall, Christina has, I would say, at least over 10 years in customer service overall. But Christina, I'll stop speaking for you. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your professional experience.
Yeah, thank you, Charlene. A little bit about myself. Like you said, I've had 10 plus years of customer service experience and in different backgrounds. And they've all been wonderful. With my adaptable skills, I was able to not only learn, but thrive in each environment. And it's very rewarding. I'm a Florida native. I'm also bilingual in English and Creole. And I am just looking for my next venture to thrive and take charge.
Absolutely. That was a great introduction, Christina. You really laid out the foundation as far as your experience. Now, for this role, I want to discuss your skill set when it comes down to sales, I would say, right? Because
Mhm.
this is the role that you're applying to. So I know that you worked at Pure Talk as like IT or sales associate. So tell me
Mhm.
a little bit about what you did or what your day-to-day looked like.
Yeah, so Pure Talk, we were remote. I resolved customer issues related to billing or technical devices. It dealt with a lot of upselling, and we did have a high volume of calls. I also performed data entry and maintaining basically detailed records of customer interactions. I've also built, direct client relate sorry. I've also built relationships with clients so that way, they can feel happy with who they're serviced with and wanting to come back with a high level of customer service satisfaction.
Absolutely. And I know that you mentioned earlier that you did a high generation of sales on the technical
Mhm.
devices.
Mhm.
So tell me a little bit about your generation for the sales and as far as technical devices, what was it that you were selling?
Yeah, so we were selling not only phone plans, but then if you're going more into the technical route, we were selling
Mhm.
devices such as phones, iPads, internet routers, anything you can think of. So it was just different things that I would just listen to the customer and see based on their needs, what I can offer, or what could help improve their experience that they weren't even thinking of prior.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I mean, you had a high generation of sales, right, Christina?
Oh,
So tell
yes.
me, how did you typically approach building relationships with new clients?
Yeah, so it all starts with, listening to them and what they need and, just asking how's their day, how are they doing, things of that sort. And just going from there, not only providing, completion of what they were calling about, but also letting them know that there's someone on the other line who's here listening to them as a person and, just enjoying talking with them, but also maintaining professionalism and keeping that call I guess call time requirement to you know, it's,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the approach when it comes down to, building a relationship or establishing one with a new client. So we
Mhm,
know when it comes down to trying to build a relationship with a client, sometimes we may handle objections or pushback from a client. So,
mhm.
Christina, how are you able to handle those objections?
Um, I basically remain calm and acknowledge their concerns.
Mhm.
Then I just clarify misunderstandings. I offer evidence or solutions, and provide alternative options. For example, at Pure Talk, many calls began with frustration, and I my goal is was to diffuse tension and turn many of them into sales.
Absolutely. That's the way to go about it. I know those are objections, right? We always have to learn how to get through the hurdle. So
Mhm,
the key items you just mentioned are definitely something that needs to be involved when it comes down to that objection. So that's amazing. Now, Christina, I know you mentioned to me that you've worked with internal marketing teams to support the client campaign. So
yes.
tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so at Hunt and Brady, I was a administrative coordinator. I coordinated presentations and vendor meetings, basically ensuring alignment with the branding goals. I also worked hand in hand with the marketing team to help create and update professional public profiles for each architect. And it was a very fun project. And I also helped prepare proposals that supported marketing strategies, acting basically as a bridge between creatives and clients.
That's amazing. And in this role's tough, right? In a sales role, I would say it's either you're a good account manager or you're a great account manager, right? So what do you believe really sets that apart? A good one versus a great one?
Mhm. Well, that's a great question, Darlene. A great account manager anticipates needs, not
Mhm.
just reacts. They're proactive, communicate clearly, and they always put the client's success at the center. Consistency, adaptability, and relationship building makes all the difference.
Absolutely. All of those are key for a great account manager or a sales representative. And now, Christina, I would love to know, I know you dabbled in a few industries, a few roles as well. What kind of systems have you used or are you familiar with utilizing?
Yeah, so I will say that I am advanced in Microsoft Excel. I am very fluent in Salesforce. I've used that for a great deal of things. SharePoint as well, and just Microsoft Outlook and Teams, and scheduling and data platforms. I've,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, many systems that you're familiar with.
plenty.
That's amazing. I know that you're located in Sanford area as well, Christina, if I'm not mistaken. Just want to put that out there.
Yes, yes, I am. I travel. I'm right in between Orlando and Daytona, so I'm often in Orlando all the time, anyways.
Awesome. Well, that's amazing.
Mhm.
I want to know, Christina, when are you looking to start a new role if given the opportunity?
I've given the opportunity. I am looking to start right away. I'm very eager
Yeah.
to just,
Start a
begin,
new role.
start a new one.
Absolutely. We want to get you to a home, right? Ultimately, we want to make your next role, make a career out of it. Especially because you worked with us for a few years now. We want to make sure that we get you into a good company who will value you and who you will value as well. So I
Right.
want to put out there that not only do you have the sales experience, but you have the administrative coordinator, admin role, which you've worked with us experience, and you've also done receptionist role. So you've
Yeah.
done it all, girl. So it's been great. Christina, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. But
Okay.
don't hang up on me. Let's continue chatting for a brief moment here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.